Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius. This is Casper Fox, and welcome to the last Hamilton video on my channel. Now, if you haven't been paying much attention to the previous episodes, you might be like, well, hold on, we're not even all the way through Act 1 technically, what are you even talking about? But it's because we will be finishing Act 1 on Casper's channel. So today, we will be checking out the third to the last and second to the last songs, which names I'm completely blanking on right now, but we'll be checking out the next two songs on my channel, and then we'll be checking out non-stop the Act 1 finale on Casper's channel, and then we're just never watching Hamilton again.
Yeah, we don't want to finish Act 2.
We go to our brand new duo channel, Open Arms Reactions. We are very, very excited for this. So we are going to be bringing Act 2 over to Open Arms, which we are extremely, extremely excited about. So if you have not already subscribed to it and are enjoying this series, definitely make sure you do so. Go check it out. Hopefully I remember to put a link up there, but if not, it'll definitely be in the description. Hopefully the pinned comment. We'll see how much I remember. I'll try to drop as many links as possible, but you guys will be able to see Act 2 over there. And similarly, for those who have joined the Patreon for the early access, now, you're not even going to have to split your attention between Casper's Patreon and my Patreon for early access, because Open Arms Reactions has its own. So if you are only here for Hamilton, I promise we will not be at all offended if you end up leaving our Patreons and going to Open Arms. We encourage that. We definitely don't expect people to be a part of both if they are not wanting to. So if you're just here for the Hamilton series, definitely feel free to cancel off. Just let us know, because there are exit surveys, so it would be helpful for us to know, hey, we're not leaving because we hate you now, we're leaving because new channel. So if you do join Open Arms Patreon, we hope to see you over there for early access to Act 2, but even if not, we will be over there in only 6 days. So you're not even gonna have to wait a whole week, because our Open Arms Reactions upload slot for Hamilton is gonna be Fridays instead of Saturdays. So instead of waiting a whole week for Act 2, you only have to wait 6 gosh darn days. Isn't that exciting? I know I talked a lot. I know it's my channel, but I just talked a lot. So what are you thinking,
totally
sir?
Fine. Dude, I'm just thinking, joining that Discord call for you to show me the horse and the infant back in April.
What happened? Dude. How did this happen?
Canon event.
Yeah, it's wild. Absolutely wild that we get to do this together. I am honored to take you through this show and previous shows and all shows in the future. Because of this, just so you guys know, our collaborations will be, for the most part, ending on solo channels. I'm sure there'll still be some guest roles and things like that, but for the most part, any duo content is going to be over on Open Arms, and our solo channels are just going to end up going back to our singular content. But that's not what we're here for right now. We're talking about Open Arms, we're talking about Act 2, and none of that is what we're here for, because we are here to finish off Act 1 with, I can't believe I forgot these two songs, What Comes Next and Dear Theodosia. Oh my gosh. Casper was saying earlier about how musicals and media are often able to evoke genuine emotion for him. Hey guys, do you think we're about to fix that?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Have we met a character named Theodosia before?
Do you want that answer, or do you want to find out in the song? Do you want to know? I'm willing to tell you. It's not a huge spoiler, but I don't know if you want to realize it in the moment.
I have two guesses, because I'm thinking of two female characters that I'm vaguely remembering. This might be a nat one. First one is John, what's his name?
John Lawrence.
His wife,
okay,
if he has one, or Aaron Burr's daughter.
Okay, interesting thoughts.
So there you go, nat one's right there.
Well, we are going to find out. We're not going to find out immediately, because we have to get through What Comes Next first, and Casper is going to be very excited about this one. We're going to do What Comes Next, which Casper is going to love. We're going to do Dear Theodosia, which Casper is also going to love, and then we'll be over on Casper's channel for Non-Stop, the big bad Act 1 finale. I can't wait to hop on into it. So without any further ado, let's make it happen. All right.
I'm ready for what comes next.
Hey! You know what, Mason? You got to put that in. I forgot how long... Okay, here we go.
I thought it froze.
I think Casper might be a couple seconds behind, but we'll fix it in between.
They say the price of my war's not a price that they're willing to pay. Insane! You cheat with the French, now I'm fighting with France and with Spain. I'm so blue. I thought that we made an arrangement when you and...
Okay, you're definitely a couple seconds behind, but I'm so glad that you enjoyed that as much as you did.
Dude, you'll be back. Motif spotted.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And I'm so blue. Poof. I love that. Oh, I love that.
I'm so blue. Poof, is such a just stupid good
He's still
edit.
spitting.
Oh yeah,
He's
always.
still spitting.
Always. He has
Is
to.
that like... Why?
I don't know.
Was that like
it's just what he does.
Is the king famously known for spitting?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just something that has happened here.
Someone historically maybe thought that the king was really good at rapping, and then it was just misinterpreted when they like, come on, that was funny. I thought that was super clever.
No, it was, and I'm disappointed in it. Luckily, we have to resync, so Mason gets to cut right here before you can make any more jokes. Ha!
You went away, you were mine to subdue. Well, even despite our estrangement, I've got a small query for you. What comes next? You've been freed. Do you know how hard it is to lead? You're on your own. Awesome. Wow. Do you have a clue what happens now? Oceans rise, empires fall. It's much harder when it's all your call. All alone across the sea. When your people say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Da 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 da. You're on your own.
Major 7.
So you got your king back, don't you worry.
Beautiful. I love him. Oh
Yeah.
wait, but what now? Is that it for him? No, don't tell me. But
Okay. But yeah, that's what comes next. That sort of query of, literally what comes next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the way that they kind of present that, like, do you know how hard it is to lead? And just, you're on your own. Awesome. Wow. So good. That's definitely one of the lines that's better in the live cast than it is in the OST, in my opinion. It's really good.
Oh, shit.
Fun fact,
Is it...
actually, we were planning to... you know how we got Hercules' brah as the censorship sound for you? I tried to have it be wow, but it was too long of an audio clip to flow well. But I actually was working with one of the editors to really try and make the wow your censor sound instead of the brah.
So just
Wow.
that should work. Did that work? Tell me if that worked.
I can't stand you. All right, so that was
Beautiful.
that was what comes next. Nothing super complex. Basically, just one of the few times that we really get a direct reprise. Like everything else, we always talk about how it's very pyramidy, everything built on top of what was before it. But that one was pretty much exactly the same as You'll Be Back. Just different lyrics.
If we can we go back to the final court? Is that something we can risk?
Yeah.
Because I find there's a really interesting detail, but I'm not sure if it actually happened. But I just want to listen just the final court.
Okay, cool.
Like, just before he throws
Let's take it back. Mason will cut us out here. All right, we're back at the da-da-das because Casper has something he wants to share about the last da.
Da 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 da
Ah! Gosh darn it!
What happened?
Is yours still
No,
playing?
no, keep it going. No, keep it going,
Okay.
keep going. It's not there yet.
You're on your own.
Okay, very interesting. Chord progression wise, they don't resolve this. They don't go back home, which means like, well, you're on your own. That's it. Like, yeah, I don't know what happens
Yeah.
next, and then he leaves. That's a really cool effect that they have there with the chord progression. Yeah, I thought I was listening.
No, that's
yeah.
a really it very much
So-
leaves it feeling unresolved because essentially it kind of is there.
What is it called? It sounds like a mediant. I think music theory nerd, you can correct me. This a mediant. Instead of you go to the mediant instead of resolving back to the tonic,
Interesting.
which I think this song sounds like it might be in B major or in G major. Sorry, which means that that would mean that we are on a B major instead of going back to G major. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that was what comes next, and now we get into Dear Theodosia. Oh, this one, Casper, you're not ready for this. I will let you know that right now. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
Nat 20.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
The absolute just like softness of this otherwise vocal powerhouse. Like think about his performances and wait for it. And for him to bring it down to like that, gets me every time, man.
So yeah,
Casper's processing
took me
emotions.
That took me by surprise. Okay, that just like I said for Cersei makes me wonder why he so dreadfully wants to be on the right side, like why he's not taking chances with committing to one side. It's because he wants to lay the strong foundation for his daughter.
And continuing to build parallels between like I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. Now to you will come of age with our young nation. Like sounds so cheesy, but it really is true. Like this sounds ridiculous, but I really mean it. America is the silent character in this show. And it gets character development along with, like, not just at the same time, but it gets its character development in conjunction with the characters. Or vice versa, the characters get their development in conjunction with what they are making America to be. But there's, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. You will come of age with our young nation. Like, they describe the state of America to you in the third song, My Shot. And now they're saying, and now, just like this child that I'm speaking to with such reverence, this country is now in its infancy. We have to care for this country like a child to make sure it's okay. Like this newborn country, this newborn civilization is its own character that changes and grows along with characters in the show.
That's really cool.
Isn't it?
Having it almost reminds me it's so interesting when people bring in like non-sentient characters almost. Like for example, that's maybe the wrong word for it, but really weird connection in Frozen,
Okay.
the sequel. The voice, like the na 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 na, which is essentially a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not really a person. It's more like a concept or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it still plays such a major role, you know. And same here with America. Like that's
That's a
really
really interesting
cool
point. I like that.
storytelling.
Yeah. So I just love that connection, like bringing in, again, just the young, strapping, hungry to now the you will come of age with. I just wanted to, I wanted to draw that parallel because honestly, that's also not to like brush my back a little bit, but that's not something I really see other people talking about. That's something that like I have brought into the fandom space before. Like that's something I've never really seen people. A lot of the other like in-depth connections are because I watched analyses when I was younger. I listened to them. I was in the forums. Like a lot of these thoughts are not my own. I am parroting the fandom's interpretations and opinions. That's something I really don't see people talking about. The connection between those two times that America is referenced in connection to a character is something that like I've kind of noticed and brought to the stage on my own. So I'm kind of proud of it.
Damn. Nice, bro.
And now we get...
Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun. My son, when you smile, I fall apart. And I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around. Swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make a million mistakes. I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Wow.
That was, to no one's surprise, my first on-screen tears for Hamilton. Oh, man. And now, people are going to notice you were probably so distracted. No, you talk first, because what I'm going to say is about the next thing. Go ahead.
So we learned, I don't know if we've learned
Incredible.
that before, Aaron Burr is an orphan. Sorry, that at least his dad wasn't around. I don't know if he's an orphan, but his dad.
We did learn that before as a reminder.
Okay. Okay, my bad.
Just in Wait For It, remember it was they left
yes,
they whatever the lyrics are, but it's just like when they died they left no command, just a legacy to protect. Instructions, that's what it was. But yeah, so we did learn that.
That's because they are promising their children, like what it looks like is like again, like if you've seen How I Met Your Mother, like they're in the sofa, whatever,
Yeah, they're
talking
kind of
to the children. Where it's more like the audience are kind of the children right here, because I guess there's no children.
Yeah.
Infant casting. Don't tell Odysseus that there's an infant in the room. But it's sorry. But what I mean is like that they're telling their children like I'll be around for you. That's a pretty dangerous thing to promise your kid when you're a soldier.
Yes, yes,
especially
it is.
because I see Eliza with a letter, and she looks worried. Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of which, real quick before I get, just so people don't click off, we will be looking at what's next here in this video. So don't click off yet, even though it seems like we're in kind of our outro analysis. But yeah, just I love that song so much. The connections that the characters kind of make with each other. This bridging of a gap between characters that so far are pretty opposed, and now bringing in these feelings, these characters together, bringing in those harmonies that are so pretty. Then again, like I always have to tread the line between wanting to let you be surprised when things come back up and wanting to make sure, since we're not watching it all the way through, that I allow your brain to know what to latch on to. But "and you'll blow us all away" is not the last time we'll hear that. Like that sort of "and you'll blow us all away" is not.
I am very thankful. Thankful that you're pointing. And I want to point out, because I want to point out that Mordius pointing out stuff like that to me, because I wouldn't have noticed that, is very, very, very much making my experience of Hamilton better.
Yeah, because
So
you have
y'all
to
can
remember we're not
stop
watching it all the way through, so it's harder to. It's easier when we get to halfway through Act 2 and that comes back. If you're in an audience that was 45 minutes ago, and for us that was 3 or 4 weeks ago. So luckily Casper's brain is very good at remembering and holding on to things once they are brought to his attention. Like once he knows something, once he's noticed a motif, like an epic and things like that. Always remember, it took him so long to notice the danger motif, and yet any motifs he caught in the first act, he noticed the reusings that I hadn't even noticed. So it kind of helps. And I'm glad you shared that. And now we actually get into something I forgot about.
Okay.
Because I actually had a really interesting experience in the theater. Because this is a mostly sung through show. If you listen to the whole soundtrack, you will literally just get to experience the whole show. With the singular exception of this scene. This scene does not have music. It does not have song.
What?
They do not sing. They just let this happen. And I did not even know this was a plot point until I sat down in an audience. So just know this is something that isn't even on the soundtrack. It's not even a part of the musical identity. This is just...
I may not live to see our glory.
Alexander, there's a letter
It's from
No.
John Lawrence. I'll read it later.
But I will gladly join the fight.
No.
No, it's from his father.
No.
His father.
And when our children tell our story,
Will you read it for me?
they'll tell the story of tonight.
On Tuesday, the 27th, my son was killed in a gunfight against British troops retreating from South Carolina. The war was already over. As you know, John dreamed of emancipating and recruiting 3,000 men for the first all-black military regiment. His dream of freedom for these men dies with him.
Tomorrow there'll be more of us.
Alexander, are you all right?
I have so much work to do.
Not even that reprise doesn't even go in the cast recording. Damn, Theodosia only made tears leave one eye. That's both of them. That's both eyes right there. And unfortunately, if that wasn't already bad enough, that is real history. He died after the war was over. He was killed in a gunfight because, think about how long it took word to reach back then. They would have to send letters by horse up there. The British had already surrendered, and men still fought, and men still died, and we lost John Lawrence. It sucks, doesn't it?
God, that's so tragic, man.
It's so tragic.
That's he died at the finish line.
He died past the
and
finish
then bringing
line.
back
Story of Tonight, but with no instrumentals, no nothing, just his vocals along with their words. I think we need the joy of the Act 1 finale right now more than anything else. So I'm going to make this a short outro. Please make sure you hop on over to Casper's channel. We are going to probably take a slight bit more of a break because I actually do need to refill my water and we probably need to recuperate from that. So it's going to be a little bit longer of a break before nonstop than we normally do. But luckily for you guys, it won't be a break at all. So hop on over to Casper's channel for that premiere and for the last reaction that will not be on our new channel. So make sure you subscribe to that too. And we will see you over there. As always, gals, blokes, and all other folks, thank you for being here. And we'll see you over on the new channel. Bye, everybody.
But on my channel first.